Hey, Coffin Nation, time for another book and movie review. Very excited about both of these. Start with the movie. Les Miserables, the 1860-something novel by Victor Hugo, is the most filmed story of all time. And I think I mentioned that in the last one when I recommended the 2012 Tom Hooper musical version based on Claude Michel Schomburg and Alain Boublil. That's the famous "Will You Hear the..." that one. Well, there's a 1998 version with no music. It's just the story with a lot of the more famous subplots removed. So it stars Geoffrey Rysh as Javert, Liam Neeson as Jean Valjean, Uma Thurman is Fantine, and Claire Danes is Eponine. And it's very faithful to the book. As I mentioned, a lot of the backstory of Jean Valjean is missing. Some of the names are made more anglicized to make it, I guess, friendly to an American viewing audience. But Geoffrey Rysh is phenomenal as Javert, and his suicide is very interestingly filmed. That's all I'm going to say. So if you've not seen it, no spoiler alerts for that. So that's the 1998 Billy August directed live-action, non-musical, trust me here, version of Les Mis. For books, I've selected Evelyn Waugh's classic World War II era novel, Brideshead Revisited. I've been reading about Brideshead Revisited my whole life, and it wasn't until a few months ago that I sat down and went through it slowly. I really wanted to savor Mr. Waugh's really exquisite English. His power of English prose is amazing. And the novel opens near the end of World War II with a scene involving a Captain Charles Ryder. And they've taken over a place that looks like a castle in the middle of nowhere in England. It's very beautiful. And it turns out that's Marchmain Castle, the Marchmain family. And it's called Brideshead. So Brideshead is the name of the estate. And that begins the story as a long flashback, back to the early 20s when Charles is friends with young Sebastian Marchmain. So there's a friendship there between Charles and Sebastian that some people say might be subliminally homosexual. There's kind of overtures in that way, but it's not a gay novel. It's not a gay romance. In fact, Charles eventually describes his love for Sebastian as a forerunner to his love for Sebastian's sister, Julia. Now, what's interesting about this book is that it's not overtly, it's not a Catholic novel. It's not like a Michael O'Brien story where there's lots of evangelical content or catechetical content. This is more a story about the action of divine grace on a group of people in World War II era England. And I have to say, most of the Catholics are the most screwed up of all. Bridie, who's the younger son of Lord Marchmain, who just married. He became a Catholic so he could marry Lady Marchmain. He gets a mistress. He leaves the faith. He's off in Venice with his mistress. Bridie, the younger son, so this is the younger brother of Sebastian, is basically a jerk. There's snooty sort of snobbiness about the Catholics, but they're the ones through whom Charles discovers the Catholic faith, and it's done very subtly. And the book has won many awards. I know Evelyn Waugh had different evaluations of his book through the year, but I highly recommend it. It's called Brideshead Revisited. There's a slightly longer subtitle that is not worth mentioning here. Both are found in the links, so you can pick up a copy. 1998's Les Miserables, directed by Billy August, starring Liam Neeson, Claire Danes, Uma Thurman, and Geoffrey Rysh, and the great English novel Brideshead Revisited. Both great summer viewing and reading. So, happy summer, happy reading, happy viewing. Talk to you soon.